everyone. It's always such good fun to sit and talk and play with you guys for a while, and I always like good conversation with you. Even though I don't hear you, I can hear you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I appreciate you tuning in to our site here and strapping on this world of health on you. I know a lot of you are working it incredibly. Some of you are getting such incredible results. I just love to see that. Others are struggling, no question. And this is for you healers. You know, you just never know when someone asks you how long it's going to take. That's why I always hate to give an answer, because that's the one answer you can't give. And I've seen it done in this long, I've seen it done in this long, but that seems to be the classic question, you know, how long is it going to take me? Some people can get their kidneys filtering within a few weeks, some a few days, some a few months. And I think I talked to one guy, after a year he was minimally filtering. These things are why we all struggle. And remember, you guys are spiritual beings having a physical experience, having an emotional experience, and having a mental experience. So each one of these levels you have to deal with, and each one of these levels can get out of balance. And so we're not always working just physically. We have emotional issues and we have mental issues that all are tied into one, you know, in sort of a package. So we're working to help you on all these levels as much as possible. So I want to try to get, because I'm getting so far behind, but unfortunately I had so much going on this weekend and after the class. But I got Thursday coming, and you guys, I'm going to sit and just try to cover as much as I can. I keep saying that, but this is Brianna Lee. I'm also it should get the pituitary gland. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, these are the pictures. I think I asked you over the YouTube here on a question. I can't remember the question, Brianna, but let me look at your eyes here. Now, hey, Drew?
Yes.
Are you busy out there?
No, I'll come right in.
Ah, thanks, man. Let's see if we get Drew in here. Maybe we can help us focus in on these eyes. Where's our little holder here? I'm going to be talking about, in case you might want to focus in on her eyes a little bit. Sure. You know, let's wait just a few minutes. Drew will come in here with these holders, and then maybe I can come around there and we'll point at these issues. But pretty good gene. So let me get another question here, Brianna, before I do this. This question is, my daughter had a baby 1 week ago and her BP is still up. The diastolic is in the 90 range. What should she do? Well, she just had a baby a week ago. I would definitely want to put myself on a raw food program. I definitely want to put myself on a salad in the evening and probably fruits, berries, and melons throughout the day, and just go ahead and get that cleaned up and the kidneys cleaned up, because, you know, big time stress having a baby. But it depends what the baby is sitting on and all this sort of thing. But this might be a weakness that your daughter has. A lady at the age of having a baby right now probably definitely has kidney and adrenal weakness to begin with. So this is something that you would want to take a look at here. You can do the diet. Now, if she's nursing, I probably would go slow with the detox if she wanted to clean her kidneys out. You could do kidney formulas for her. You could do endocrine gland and adrenal formulas for her to help with that. I would just be real cautious about lymphatic drainage a little bit here. But that would help her out, clean those kidneys out and all that. Now let's come around and look at these eyes for Brianna real quick, and then we'll get rid of this chart here. What do we got? We've got left and right. You know what? We'll do one at a time. Are you okay? You want me to move this back here? Perfect. You're perfect? Mm-hmm. Okay. First of all, you'll note in this eye that the pupil is very, very large. When you see a very large pupil, that's a weakness in the nervous system. Some people claim it's a weakness in the central nervous system, others the autonomic, because the autonomic is where the optic nerve comes in from. But either way, this is a neurological weakness here. And you notice she has some nerve rings, not a lot of them. But I also say that she's very acidic up in the head area. All this yellow, white-yellow material in her eye, what color of eye would you say this young lady has? Definitely blue, right? So, it doesn't look like a blue eye to me. This looks like a yellow, there's some orange here, so that's sulfur. You see little bits of orange in the bow wall here. Now look, because her pupil's so big, it does crimp up the bow ring, and this is the bow and stomach ring wrapped around her eye. And if you look real close, there's a little thin, ropey look to the wall of the bows. It's real ropey looking or thick like a string. That's the lymph system built up in the bow wall, and it causes malabsorption. Malabsorption gives you a brown ring around the outside of the pupil, and she has one here. This is a good, strong constitution person, good genes here. Right down here we have a little leg weakness, right leg weakness. Here's a kidney weakness. Here's a little female going on and a little bladder going on. With that, she picks up a little lower back with that. With that said, little upper T-spine here a little bit. Then we get into the throat, just a little bit of a weakness in the throat, and now we have a little thyroid. Not too bad. This is a real easy case to clean up and win. The difficulty in this case is moving this lymph system. That's the time that's intensive. Getting these acids out so any weakness can be rebuilt. But the weaknesses in this young lady are not deep, and that's incredible. So here's a good gened individual. She's wanted to spend some time working on her GI tract, getting the kidneys to filter and move this lymph system. This is a skin ring, so the skin is not filtering like it should, and that could take you to the thyroid gland. She's just not getting enough temperature to sweat. This is the right chest wall, so the breast area is a little weak in that area. But there's hints of sulfur or other drugs here in the eye, but not bad. Some nerve rings to show autonomic nerve weakness. That comes when the adrenals are weak, and low neurotransmitter production is seen from that. Now let's take a look at her left eye for a minute. You're seeing lymph nodes starting to swell a little bit here, and this is in the lower lobe of the left lung, and this is in the upper lobe of the left lung. This is the chest wall, so lymph is building up in the breast tissue here and in the lower rib area. This is a spleen weakness, so you want to make sure that your white blood cells and your platelets are always good. Real thick lymph. Look at this thick lymph down here. See, it's real thick in her hip area here. And, of course, here is the leg area. So it's an upper femur, a little bit of an upper femur, not bad. I take it this is the kidney there, and that's a pretty good weakness. So left kidney, Brianna, that's something you have to work on and fix that one. And then you edge into the rectal and female a little bit, not bad. Now we get into maybe bladder, lower back area right here, coccyx. So again, right here we're into the throat area. This is the back on the left side. And so we see just a little bit of the T-spine involved, and then probably the lumbar there matches the kidney weakness here. But then that's real close to the bladder area too. A little darker around the stomach area, but that shows a burnt stomach a little bit. So I'd definitely avoid all proteins and stuff, because invoking hydrochloric acid wouldn't be smart in a case like that. So that's really basically, again, the skin is involved here, around here, but all this thick stuff you see shouldn't be in the eye. All this thick, cloudy stuff, that's all your lymph, and you're heavily lymphatic up. You're so acidic that all your red capillaries in your sclera here are showing themselves. And that's all acidosis or inflammation. Okay. I'll attach these to this eye, and then we'll see what Chris does with that. Okay. But you thought you. I think we still have some to go over, but
we're live.
We'll do it. We're live from New. No, we're not New York.
Thank goodness.
You would love to be.
I'm going.
You're going, baby.
Have a good one.
You're no Frank Sinatra kind of guy.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I know you are.
I love him.
I know.
You know we're still live.
I'm telling you.
All right.
Live. Oh, yeah.
Don't forget what you do. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Dear Dr. Morris, my husband Bill gets cluster headaches every 2 years or so that last anywhere from 1 to 3 months. Holy crap, I hate those cluster headaches. I mean, I've never had them. I've had migraines. Growing up with all the milk and the pressure, and there a while I was beating on my stomach, and of course stomach gives you frontal headaches here, and varieties with intensity. What is the cause? Good question. Look at the GI tract, look at the neck and the cerebellum. Again, look at the sinuses, all these reasons. Now, there's another reason you can have headaches, and of course, most of these are spasms anyway. But check the parathyroid gland in someone that's having these headaches. Make sure the fingernails are strong, that the body's utilizing calcium. Next thing is you want to clean the sinuses out, of course, and get the back cleaned out down there, and fix the GI tract. Stomach is a big reason for headaches. So you want to fix that. Get that, like I said, get the sinuses cleaned and all that, and he should never have these cluster headaches again. And a good question why it happens every 2 years. I have no clue. I have no clue why these type of cycles exist. And there are, sometimes you do see cycles. And there could be something that is instigating this he just is not identifying with. It might not have anything to do with the time involved. It might have everything to do with circumstances or chemistry or something like that. So it's just something to be really aware of and watch your surroundings and everything else. But internally, we can clean that environment and get away from spasticity and all these sort of things that causes headaches. I've never seen anyone not get rid of anything like that. So what is your protocol to cure it? I like the word cure. Can we use the word cure? Well, yes, we can use the word cure because we're not talking about diseases. Cure doesn't refer to diseases always. Cure means you cured from whatever. He has high pressure and Crohn's disease, all right? So here's a couple of things. He has high blood pressure, right? So high blood pressure is what? Kidneys, right? So kidneys, so what system does your kidneys control? The great lymphatic system, absolutely. So you know that he's having acidosis in his body from this, which builds pressure. So you can have pressure headaches and things like this. The Crohn's, how's Crohn's related to high blood pressure? For you Facebook people. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it's the lymphatic system. And the lymph system, of course, backs up in the wall. And we were just showing Brianna's eyes where it showed that thin, ropey look around the wall of the bowel. That's what happens. The lymph gets stagnant. It just doesn't get stagnant in the breast or in the ovaries or in the prostate or anywhere else. It also gets stagnant in the bowel wall. Problem with that is Crohn's, IBS, and things. This isn't on the bowel wall. This is in the bowel wall. And of course, in the bowel walls where all the cells are, the interstitial fluids and the lymph and blood. So everything goes on, of course. And you've got to get to the kidneys to get to Crohn's. But you can certainly clean up the GI tract and do a little pulling of that. So you want to work on that. The high blood pressure is kidneys. You've got to get that out of you. And that, of course, then will release the lymph system. And getting the lymph system moving then will help release the Crohn's. And you want to check for parathyroid again, just so if your bowels have gotten distorted from high acidosis, pocketed, collapsed, ballooned, whatever, you can strengthen that up. On medication to treat both, he has a history of fatty liver and slightly elevated liver enzymes. So you see the same system that causes the Crohn's is causing the elevated liver enzymes. There's no other system that deals with acids than the lymph system. That's it. There's no, there's probably other lymphatic systems. Marcy and I definitely think there's a lymphatic system that deals from the kidneys to the liver and from the spinal column to the kidneys. But to have a fatty liver, what does your body use to fight acids? Exactly, lipids. So you can expect to have a fatty liver, fatty heart, fatty lungs, fatty kidneys, fatty prostates. Anything can become fatty. And it's only fatty because your body's trying to fight why the liver enzymes are elevated. And the reason, of course, the liver enzymes are elevated is acidosis. And now you're chewing on your liver. Well, he's also chewing on his bowels. You see what I'm saying? So fixing the high blood pressure and the reason for it fixes the other things right along with it because that's the system that's down in him. His doctor treats his cluster headaches by going up on his verapamil medication and adds Imitrex. it helps the pain, but obviously doesn't make them go away forever, or he could be out of business. Well, verapamil is kind of like an antispasmodic. We give verapamil for tachycardia, you know, fast heart rates and stuff like that. Looking forward to your guidance and wisdom, King Morse. Oh, Stacy, you buckeye, you. Well, Stacy, you got to put your man through a detox, because you got to fix those kidneys, because it can't be fun living with Crohn's, and the fatty liver is going to go on him pretty soon. And to have a fatty liver, you know, when you have acidosis like that, you also, you know, you coagulate and agglomerate fluids. So the probability or possibility that he has gallstones and liver stones is high. So you might want to do a liver gallbladder flush, but I would spend some time with the liver gallbladder formula, the kidney start with the first detox kit. That gives you liver gallbladder, gives you kidneys, it gives you lymph, gives you endocrine glands, gives you the worms and all that. The bowel formula. So the first kit is key. If that's all if you had no one to help you and all you did go on that first kit, you'll and know why I'm giving it. Why did I put those herbs in that kit? Why did I put a liver gallbladder in there? Why did I put a lymphatic in? Why did I make that kit like I did? And you'll see that's after 40-some years of learning how to detox properly, so it's easier. You just take off from a standard American diet and go detox, get yourself in trouble. Remember the first client I had years ago, and she lost all her fingernails by going to an ashram in the Bahamas and going on a high-fruit, high-fasting diet from New York City, typical diets, and all her fingernails fell off. But they were always weak, she said. So remember this, because in detoxification, it's a special event. The weaknesses are going to be kicked out and making room for the strong. And sometimes tissue is eliminated before new can be rebuilt. And you can't freak out with that. You have to get with what's undergoing and explain that to your clients and to others, that what's going on here. This is a concept that you're going to eat raw and take some herbs and you're going to look like this Mr. Olympia in just a few months isn't there. You've got systems that are down, and this lymph system is a huge one in people. So don't get freaked out. Just keep working on it and be happy every moment. Find your spiritual side. Find yourself. Get away from the mind too much. Get control of that thing. And then you're good. And then you're really good. Hi, Dr. Morse. I'm a 15-year-old from another 15-year-old. Hi, my friend. This is Don O'Shea from South Carolina. Epilepsy. Oh, wow. I'm a 15-year-old from South Carolina. I like South Carolina. I like North Carolina, too. I like to go up in the mountains every once in a while. And I love watching your videos. Thank you, my friend. Everything just makes so much sense compared to what I was growing up thinking, don't it? I mean, when you think, the mind has made things so complicated, that's its job. And the more you feed it information, the more confused it gets, because it has to analyze this information, compare it with what it's already in its memory banks, and it's just, that's how the mind works. The mind doesn't have self-consciousness. Only you, as soul, has consciousness. But your consciousness turns on the mind. Your consciousness turns on the physical body. You've been hinted about the silver cord and things like that, but without your energy, your consciousness, your bodies disintegrate, disappear. So it's your consciousness that's the power, but your mind acts like the awareness, which isn't. You're your own awareness, soul is. But the mind is so powerful that it can make you think that it's the thing that's aware, but it isn't. It's simply a programmable computer, and it spits out what you program it to spit out. Always. It can only spit out what it's programmed to spit out. And of course, it's tied to the universal mind, which is the seat of all minds. A lot written on that subject before. Now, everything just thank you. I hope one day I can go to your school. Boy, I tell you what, I love you already. 15 years old and you're already at this level of thinking. You got my love, man. You really do, really. Because I am a planet lover, and the idea of curing them. Doesn't that sound beautiful? I mean, considering to some places outside of this dimension, you can only make physical worlds so beautiful. Because when you get into higher levels outside of the body, the beauty is millions of times greater. That's all I can say. But still, if you kick back and look, it's not such an ugly planet. And beautiful different creatures all over it. So it's just a beautiful thing. And to destroy it like man does, but that's the mind. And it builds narcissism and separateness and socialism and I'm better than you and the elitists, the Obama elitists who think they're, they know what's good for everybody type of thinking. Never worked, never has worked, and never will work. And it is not shown in the worlds of God much. Individuality is what shows. Animals herd for protection, no question. I was wondering if a standard protocol would be fine for me. I had epilepsy as a child and still have head pain and a throbbing tongue from time to time. Okay. Is this Donna? So, sweetheart, here's what you have to do. Think about upper circuit, brain, and nerve. Now, upper circulation and brain and nerve. That will help to get up in the brain and just ignite it, turn it on, and it was amazing because when we had this class, level 2, a lady came up to me and she said, I'm a gambler. That's what I do professionally. And she said, I use your upper circuit, brain, and nerve, and it gives me an edge. How cool was that? And the story even gets better. I won't get into it. It gets so much better. So I think, at 15, you've got kidneys and adrenals. So you want to work on those. Get a picture of your eyes. See if you can go over them. If you can't go over them, send them to me, my friend. And I'll do my best to get them up on the site here for you. And look at your lymph system. Now, I want you to think about parathyroid. Look at your fingernails. Did you have growing pains when you're growing up? You're only 15, but still, if you have growing pains where your legs hurt and stuff, cramping, excessive cramping on exercise, because we're looking for parathyroid. If you have a weakness there, we need to address that because you need to have proper calcium. And if your mom had it, the possibility of you having low calcium is high there. But with that said, we want to address neurological issues, but we also want to address acidosis issues because when in the final analysis, it's acidosis that breaks down neurological tissue. It's acidosis that breaks down all things. Acids, that's what they do. So, and you can study that in chemistry. The throbbing tongue and stuff is coming from your GI tract more than likely. And so you really want to clean up those bowels. So I think the first kit would be great. You could even, if you don't see any worms coming out, you could DC the parasite M and G and maybe add another kidney. Now, our first kit comes with 2 kidney formulas. So you could add another lymphatic, but I think the first kit, and then repeat that without parasite M and parasite G, and keep that upper circuit, brain and nerve, and that's how you could travel down this road a little while. Depending on what your eyes show. Get these bowels cleaned up, get your nervous system strengthened. To strengthen up the autonomic, you need the adrenals online. Have your blood pressure, check both arms, have your parents, and just see where you are. But my guess is, Donnie, you're working with lower blood pressure. I don't like the head pain. You need to detox, get your sinuses. So get up on that fruit, berry, and melon diet and really detox a little bit. I hope your parents understand. You can let them view this video, but that'll ignite. And what people don't understand, fruit and berries are the only level of chemistry you can rebuild man's neurological system. You've seen plenty of examples of MS cases and some paraplegic cases where they've gotten up out of their chairs in short times. But as I said, vegetable matter is not a neurological matter. So get up high on that and get everything regenerated, and you'll be okay there. If you have neurotoxins from pesticides, or maybe your seizure here came from neurotoxins, from thimerosal or something. Who knows? It's enough to say detox and strengthen, clean and strengthen, clean and strengthen. And you can't go wrong with that philosophy. You're cleaning out all the acids, you're cleaning out all the neurotoxins, the excitotoxins, you're cleaning out all the crap, and you're strengthening. And you're rebuilding genetic weaknesses. How cool and how much higher can you get than that? You can't, that I know of. Maybe we'll get to the point where you just lay a hand on and you're good. But I don't think so. This is a very chemical world. I've never seen this level, a chemical level like this. It is more active with stress. Well, think about that. More active with stress means that during stress, your adrenal glands are down. that means your neurotransmitters are down. That means your autonomic nervous system is down. Check your eye also, Don, to see how many rings you might have in it, those nerve rings. Because if you have a bunch of them, you know that that's a big part of this issue. I was pretty much raised on meat and dairy. Yuck. See, and that just makes epilepsy so much worse. Both of those together is by far the worst thing you could do for epilepsy or any condition. That'd be like giving a cancer client meat and milk. That just, you might as well just write their ticket to be cremated and get them all set up, because that'll take them right into Hellville right there. Those two foods will kill a person faster than any other foods on the planet. Unreal. Which I know now is probably what caused my head problems. I have a very, very, very painful menstrual cycle. Yeah, let me see, you know what? You want to make sure you're on the endocrine gland formula, and you might want to take the female reproductive formula. Did you start your menses early? Later? Of course, you're only 15, so you had to start it before that. The painful menstruation I don't like, and I have to tell you that I'm still getting this parathyroid thing with you, so I want to take a look at that and see that, because you got to get out of this painful menses. And see how tall you are. Check your eyes for pituitary. The female reproductive formula will tone the ovaries and uterus and kick up the pituitary. It should balance out your menses and get away from that heavy. The more you detoxify the lymph system, you're going to have lighter bleeding, less clotting, and quicker periods. Good fruitarian women spot, maybe bleed a little bit, but not much. And that's because you're cleaner. The cleaner you are, the less you see your body going through radical cleansing cycles to get itself healthy enough to carry. You see where I'm going with that? You have to understand your body's smart, and its job is to try to keep itself alive and well. The mind that's attached to these bodies are driving these bodies into Hellville, because it's so conditioned by American Dietetics Association and all these things. We just had some clients out there going off on how stupid the American Dietetics Association is. I said, no kidding. No kidding. They don't even understand proper food combinations. You got to have proper food combinations, or you're going to be belching and farting all the time. And you don't want to ferment your foods all the time, because despite what you think, there's nothing healthy about eating dying and dead foods. Life begets life. Crap, I don't have much longer. But I do have a lot of days at the end of this week I'm going to give you, because I need to catch up here. There's so much. I don't know if there's even catching up with you guys. You guys are so good. I have ended up out of school more than once because of the pain. Oh, honey, I'm sorry about that. And I want to quit the birth control because I am aware of how bad it can. That's why I love to have a natural herbal birth control. It doesn't hurt the ladies. It doesn't create hormonal or steroidal imbalances. I'm working on it, but not real fast. The seizures, they said, were spike seizures, and they are on left side of my head. Looking at my eye, I noticed more problems with the left. Then that'll go to the left kidney and left adrenal. Now, what you want to do for me is upper circuit, brain, and nerve. I'd also use the antispasmodic formula that'll keep you from seizing so much, and I would use a regular dosage right along with my other herbs. So now you got two things pounding the nervous system. You got an antispasmodic, which is meant to stop seizures, and then you got, which will also feed the nervous system, and then you got brain and nerve, which is for rebuilding the nervous system. So this is all good stuff. At the same time, you're bringing up the adrenals to produce more neurotransmitters to increase myelin sheath integrity and health. At the same time, of course, you're moving that lymph system and moving the acidosis out of the body, that which breaks down these tissues. So everything is good. You're cleaning up your GI tract, so you're getting better digestion, better absorption. With the adrenals, you're getting better utilization, and then with the kidneys and everything, you're getting better elimination, and now your body's on the road to Wellville. And genetics are going to rebuild, everything's going to rebuild going down that road. I have terrible, see, that's what I thought. I have terrible, I'm getting you, I'm feeling you coming through, honey. I have terrible digestion, and that's what I'm saying. You got to work on that whole thing, okay? I have tried switching to a fruit-based diet, and I'm still trying to. Keep working on that. You know, keep working on it. No one says you have to jump full force. If you're dying, I would jump full force. But if you're not, spend some time, use some salads at night, maybe use some green drinks, but then hit the fruit and berries and melons. predominantly, so 80%, 75 to 80% at least, because you want to detox. If you're spinning your wheels, then you get frustrated because you're taking too long to detox, and yet it's your diet holding you back. Remember, detoxification is generally a fasting experience. Natural hygienic people use water fasting for years. I feel man is too advanced in his genetic weaknesses and his toxicities to do that. My own personal feeling. I'm not in extensive water fasting right now. Not until you fix things. Get your kidneys filtering, get the digestion, get everything fixed up, then do some deeper water fasting and everything is good. So move in cycles and you'll have a better experience, more fun, and it won't be so radical like what's his name was? Dimitri. I have terrible digestion. Dimitri, that you can't be mad at that since you did that. You jumped in that 43-day water fast and didn't consult me about that. And whatever you experience. I have terrible digestion. I have tried switching. Okay, I read that already. Sorry about that. I have constant sinus problems. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to drain your sinuses and head area, because you're not only you're building up acid pressure. Well, that deteriorates brain cells, suppresses blood flow, nerve flow, promotes pituitary hormonal productions. You can just go on and on and on with this level of thinking and imagine what's going to take place. So that's why you have to clean out the brain and the sinuses. Well, how do you do that? Well, how do you get mucus and all this to move out of the body? Alkalize, alkalize, alkalize. You're hydrating. And hydration is a catabolic experience or cationic experience. Not a catabolic, a cationic. I have, thank you for helping people. Well, thank you for contacting me, sweetheart. I'd be love to help you. I appreciate everything you do. You can email me back at Donna. Okay. I also have the right and left eye attached. Oh, yeah. Talk about a smart 15-year-old and a dumb 65-year-old. Good job. Well, I have so many requests that when there are too many pages, I tend to put them to the side, because if I spend too much time on one, I can't get to the others. So it's just a real problem I'm having, but I'll get it all worked out. All right. There is a freckle, that's what they call it too. Ophthalmologists calls these freckles in the left. I was also wondering about that. One more thing is I am very active and I'm very busy. Will I be okay detoxing when I am? Yeah, absolutely. If you do it right, absolutely. Because these foods will give you. The only way you're going to feel tired is with adrenals. If your adrenals are real low, and you come off of your stimulants like meats and coffees and pops and things, you could have a little crash. That's why I try to back you up with about a 400 milligram adrenal glandular when I know your adrenals are down. Because you need to back that up, because your adrenals are going to want to go down to their genetic memories. Because you've been hyping them up with proteins and kidney weaknesses and stuff like that, and when you pull all that out, your body goes, when you feel that. You don't feel that. You feel exactly what's going on. You feel tired. It's not the detox. You're having better chemistry, more energy than you've ever had, better digest. But why do you feel more tired? And that's you're away from your stimulants. You're away from your neurotransmitter meats, the stimulations of proteins, the inflammation of the kidneys, and now everything settles down to its genetic memories. And that's what you really get to see where you're at. That's then when you begin to feel your weaknesses, because your body's going to say, look, you got a knee here, and then it fixes it. Now you got a hip here, and then it fixes it. All right, I only have time to do this one eye, so I'm going to have to finish up here. I apologize to you guys, but I'll get you. Hang in there, guys. And like I said, I've always said this. If you're suffering and you need help, you don't wait till I get to you here. You call right in here. Somebody. You know, our staff is limited, but I'm going to tell you, we're God people, and we're going to find a way, with the love and help of all you beautiful souls, we're going to find a way to help everybody. One way or another, we'll get this done. Now, you got some good genes, sweetheart. You notice that little yellow? You notice that little rim you got around your bowel wall? We just showed it on the picture here. That's what you got right there, and that's malabsorption. And you have a fairly thick malabsorption ring. So first of all, you're not absorbing your nutrition. Second of all, either your thyroid is a little down or whatever. I'm looking in the thyroid area left side. I see something there. I see a little parathyroid there. So I do see parathyroid with you. Now, you've got some nerve rings, no question. So your adrenals are down. You got a little sulfur buildup in the GI tract wall. Your skin is way down, so like I said, that's why I'm thinking about thyroid. I see a little bit, not bad weakness in the thyroid, so you want to trip that up. You also have a little pituitary going on here, but it's not deep. These aren't deep. The skin is a bit bigger problem. That's that dark ring around the outside of your blue part. All that white and yellow. That little freckle is an iodine or sulfur deposit. It looks like in the spleen. It could be in the lower rib area. It looks like the spleen. Mostly lymph, sweetheart. Your lymph is backed up. I mean, that's why your eye's white instead of gray. Let me show you guys her eyes. See that ring around the bowel area there? That's her lymph system backed up. That's what causes Crohn's, IBS, stuff like that. That's acid sewage impacted in that area. Well, you're not going to absorb your nutrition into the capillaries there or anything else because everything is stagnant. And so that's where you lose your lipid transportation and everything else. So that's why I think people have to take so many lipids because they're losing their lipid transportation from the small bowel to the liver through the lymphatic system. You got little kidneys, but you got great genes. Your left side is weaker, no question. You see a leg, you see kidneys, you see a groin, you see a little rectal, particularly flexure, a lot of lymph around the rectal area, so be careful there. You want to get your lymph moving there. You don't get anything. Colorectal tumors are common. This might be a little vaginal wall there, but more bladder than anything here. And then you pick up some lower back hair. That's on the left side. On the right side, sweetheart, you more kidneys, a little female area, a lot of, be careful about, you want to douche a little bit here at 15. Your canal, your vaginal canal and uterus, uterine genetically weak, a little vaginal weakness, but you got a lot of lymph buildup. And that will cause you atypical cells. So you want to do some regular pap smears and make sure you're not getting atypical cells. But in the meantime, you want to start moving your lymph system, and I would douche with the Heal All Tea to open up and start moving that lymph out of that area. Because when lymph stagnates, it chews, burns back. And that's not what you want to do. Then you pick up a little lower back yourself with that. Tad bit of thyroid there. But as good as I can with these eyes, that's what I see. Be happy now. You got great genes here. Age 16, great genes. Great genes. You got lymph. You just have to clean your lymph out of there. Get your skin opened up. I'm going to see that your probably thyroid and parathyroid's down. That's why the painful menses. I think you need to increase your parathyroid. So I would do a parathyroid glandular. One tablet 3 times a day, and if you really wanted to do this, mix it with Superfood Blend 2, which is extremely high in calcium, or pick up our Bones formula and just do a bottle of that and see if that'll help to strengthen you up, or 2 bottles at the most, but try 1 bottle first. And at the same time, start cleaning your lymph system out and strengthening your nervous system, or cleaning your lymph system, strengthening your nervous system. Now, this is another one here. I think I've already addressed this one. I got to cut this off, but it said, I recently went to the Facebook group and saw a post regarding fruit. The girl was posted it, said that she is not getting well after long-term fruit eating. One contributor, Dimitri, oh yeah, we went over this already. Yep. All I can tell you is this. You're in big trouble if fruits and herbs can't get you. You're in big trouble because there's nothing else out there. You live in a world of treatment-based thinking, guys. And treatment-based thinking has never cured anything. It's helped people, no question. It's helped people, that's why it exists. And you have 2 types. You got your old homeopathic, naturopathic, herbal, spice, those sort of things. And then you've got the pharmaceutical side. So you've got plenty of people that are willing to treat symptoms, and now you got digestive enzymes, probiotics, you got everything in the world, the marketplace out there. But none of them is curative, none of them focuses on some are harmful. Digestive enzymes are not good. Probiotics can make you have extreme gastric distress. And you're putting the wrong ones in. You don't need to seat your GI tract, it seats itself. And it seats itself according to the food you're eating. It's just the natural phenomena of nature. But if you're not moving your lymph well, and your adrenals are down that far, then you need to go on the herbs or glandulars, and there's just no two ways about it. Going just on fruit nowadays, I don't see how people get well doing it. We're too involved lymphatically and too involved. Some of you guys are strong constitution people. Your involvements are minimal, and so you can excel doing these things. Some of you are so weak that it's going to take you a while to pull yourself up out of this, genetically and everywhere else. Now here's the other catcher. There's a lot of emotional karma at this level, so you have to be careful that some of this you're not bringing in and suppressing your adrenals from a higher level. Adrenal suppression can also be from traumatic past life experiences and traumatic this lifetime experiences from parent abuse or spousal abuse, things like that. There's a lot of stress, emotional stress out there. So take care of yourselves. Work yourself out of these things. We're here to help as much as we can. I'm educating you as much as I know. When we learn something, we pass it on to you immediately because the healers that are developing from the Facebook are incredible. A lot of you are at level 2. I love you guys. You have done, some of the cases you guys have done are just incredible. And you're going to be asked. You're going to be walking right in. Remember when I first opened up, I'd wait for days and days to see if anybody would come in or someone would call. And I'd spend all this money advertising and putting on lectures around the community, trying to get people to understand why they needed me. I've paved the way for you guys. You guys now can walk in and we can help you, and we all work together. We can make one huge difference on this planet. And you already are. So don't be strong. Don't let the negative forces invade you. Get control of that mind, because we're heading into times where it's going to demand strength from you. And that's what I'm trying to build in you guys. Health and strength. Spiritual strength, so your survival is beyond this world. And that's exciting. So have a great night, guys, and I'll be back with you tomorrow or the next day at the very latest. And hopefully we can get a lot more down the road. So thank you so much. I love each one of you. Namaste. May the blessings be. And have a fun night tonight. And let's see who sings on The Voice tonight. They were pretty good last night. Bye-bye.